Hi, today I'm going to talk about moon signs. So, you probably all know your sun sign. Your sun sign is down to the day and the month in which you were born. And if you were born in mid-August, then you're a Leo. If you were born in early February, you're a Pisces, and so on. So, generally, we all know our sun signs, and that may be all you know about astrology. And you may have read some horoscopes in the paper or in a magazine or online somewhere connected with your sun sign. And you may not have identified with it at all. And the reason for that is that our sun signs are just one small part of our identity. The sun sign typically represents the ego drive. So it's kind of the part of us which will manifest often in our work, in our career, in the things that we want to build and achieve in our lives. For example, I have Sun in Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun sign, which means that I should probably be really interested in learning and academia and intellectual pursuits. I'm a teacher and I've just finished a PhD this year in education. So yeah, I am in my career and my education embodying that Virgo sun sign. However, is that who I am on the inside? No, not at all. Who we are on the inside, that's our moon. That's our moon sign. So to find out where the moon was when you were born is a little bit harder than finding out what your sun sign is, which you already know anyway, probably, right? The moon changes signs approximately every 2.5 days. So if you were born 2.5 days before your best friend, then probably you have a different moon sign from your best friend, which means that emotionally, on a deep inner level, you process things differently, even if externally your sun signs are the same. And when we do this kind of mix and match of the sun and the moon, we get radically different personalities. So you've got someone who was born with the sun in Virgo and the moon was also in Virgo. Okay, then that person is going to be Virgo pretty much through and through. They're going to have emotional responses that are in line with the characteristics of Virgo. But you've got someone who was born in Virgo and at the time that they were born, the moon was in Sagittarius. Okay, on the inside, that person is a rebel, a bit of a freak. They are kind of probably a world traveler, someone who feels totally at home in foreign places, just being blown where the wind takes them like a tumbleweed. They're going to be a bit of a, Jack Kerouac-esque character on the inside, even though in their career and academic life, they may be quite straight-laced and a perfectionist and embody some of the Virgo traits. So your moon sign, it's the inside. It's what you carry on the inside. Your sun sign is what you often project in some areas of your life. Actually, what you project is more the ascendant or rising sign, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. We'll come to that later. But the moon is who you are on a deep level. So the moon, it's a feminine energy and modality, and it rules our emotions. It rules our subconscious. It tends to represent the role of the mother in our lives. So astrologers tend to believe that the position in which somebody's moon is in their birth chart will tell you something about that person's mother. That the characteristics of the sign in which the moon is placed could represent the characteristics of a person's mother. And also of the feminine energy in them and the way that they express that. So I'm going to give you an example. I already said that I'm a Virgo sun. I have moon in Aries, the ram, the first of the fire signs, actually the first sign of the entire zodiac, and it contains all of the energy of that first burst of spring because the date that the sign of Aries starts is the first day of spring. So on the outside, I might be, demure and quite smart and intellectual at times. And I'm a teacher, which makes me come across as probably quite a, I don't know, civilized person, perhaps. But on the inside, that Aries energy, it's something completely different. The Aries energy is pretty wild, pretty headstrong, pretty stubborn, pretty confident. It's a real go-getter kind of attitude. You cannot tell somebody with an Aries moon what to do. They will do the opposite thing just to laugh in your face while they defy you. It's a very, very kind of radical and defiant position for the moon to be in, because the moon is supposed to be soft, expressive, feminine energy, but Aries is strong, masculine energy, and it's ruled by the planet Mars. And Mars rules our drive, our appetite for life, our energy, our physical vitality, and also our libido and our sex drive. It's a kind of a raw power. So somebody with an Aries moon, like me, is going to struggle to come across as demure and soft and feminine and passive. All of those things are not going to come naturally to somebody with an Aries moon. Aries moon people are going to be naturally gregarious, outgoing, extroverted, probably are more comfortable in leadership positions than being in a more passive role. Aries moon people are always going to have their emotions written all over their face. If they're pissed off, you will know about it. They're not going to secretly hide it and sit in the corner saying, I'm fine, and being passive aggressive. No. So Aries moon is a very, very expressive position for the moon to be in. Let's look at another example. Let's say you have Pisces moon. Now, you could be a big, tough Aries person on the outside, who's really into, sports and the gym and doing those Spartan races and military stuff, or going paintballing. I don't know, maybe you express these kind of typical Aries energies. But if you've got a Pisces moon underneath that, then on an emotional level, you are deeply, deeply sensitive, to the point that you may absolutely rip yourself to pieces in self-sabotage at times, because you feel emotions so deeply that you have to somehow remove yourself or dissociate from them because it's just too much. Now I'm going to say something a little bit serious and sad now, and that is that people with the moon in Pisces tend to often end up embodying the kind of tortured artist archetype, and compared to other moon placements, they are more likely to suffer from depression, mental health issues, and also more likely to commit suicide. Kurt Cobain is an example of somebody with a Pisces moon, I hope I've got that right. Generally somebody who feels things very, very deeply. You don't know what's going on the inside, especially if on the surface that person has got other astrological placements that makes them more fiery and confident and extroverted. But somebody with a Pisces moon is processing their emotions on a very, very, very deep level. I hope I'm making the point clearly here that your moon sign, it affects who you are on the deepest level, and it may be something totally different from the other signs that you have in your chart, and it may be that your sun and moon sign are so radically different that they're diametrically opposed, and you yourself are a kind of a walking contradiction. And I've written a blog about this. If you have your sun and moon in completely different types of signs, for example, one is a fire sign, one is a water sign, you are potentially going to really struggle with finding a way to unite the differing aspects of yourself. There are going to be times that you feel like, what is wrong with me? I'm like Jekyll and Hyde. I'm being pulled in two totally different directions. On a deep, emotional, instinctive, subconscious level, I feel this very strongly. But in my head, rationally and logically, I feel something totally else. Like I want to behave this way. I want to live my life this way. And yet I feel a completely different way. And that's what happens when we have our sun and moon signs in totally different signs. So yeah, that's enough on that for now. And I'll definitely post more about moon signs.